You eat the salad for lunch. You refuse dessert. You do everything right. So why, at 4 p.m., does your belly already feel like a balloon and your pants insist on punishing you? The truth is that your bloating has much more to do with the order in which you ate than with what you ate. And this 30-second secret can change everything. You live in a daily war against bloating. You wake up fine, but as the day goes on, your belly swells, your clothes tighten, and frustration takes over. You've tried everything, but the cycle repeats. I know this war because I won it. And the truth I discovered is that the fault is rarely a specific food. The fault is the disorder. I am the sovereign of vitality. And today, I will not give you another list of forbidden foods. I will give you a secret of logistics, a protocol so simple it's almost insulting, the order of foods. Prepare to discover that the solution to your intestinal peace is not in what you take off your plate, but in the order you organize it. You know the script by heart. You wake up, your belly is flatter, and you think, today will be different. But as soon as the day starts, as soon as the first meal, the feeling returns. The discomfort, the pressure, the pants that start to tighten. At the end of the day, you feel heavy, gassy, and frustrated, blaming the food, your slow digestion, or your genetics. You've tried everything. You've cut gluten, lactose, drank miracle teas, spent a fortune on probiotics, and nothing. The cycle of waking up flat and going to bed like a balloon repeats with cruel punctuality, stealing your confidence and your peace of mind. The truth no one told you, and that the supplement and diet industry makes sure to hide, is that your bloating problem probably has less to do with what you eat and more to do with the order in which you eat. Yes, you read that right. There is a biochemical law, a secret so simple it's almost insulting, that governs whether your plate will turn into energy and vitality or fermentation and discomfort. A law that, if applied, can end your chronic bloating today. I know this because, in my fight against the inflammation from Crohn's, I had days when I ate the cleanest foods in the world and still looked 6 months pregnant. The turning point was not discovering a new superfood, but understanding this fundamental traffic rule of the digestive system. Think of your stomach as the entrance to a theater. If you let the quickest and easiest guests in first, the fibers from vegetables, they prepare the hall, creating an organized environment. But if you release the more complex crowd, the carbohydrates, all at once, the result is chaos in the lobby. Your frustration is not from a lack of discipline. It's from a lack of this information. You have the ticket to the show, but no one ever taught you the correct order of entry. And you have been living in digestive chaos and turmoil because of it. In this decree, I will not sell you another product. I will give you the map to the front gate. I will reveal the secret of the order of foods, a 30-second protocol you can apply at your next lunch and feel the difference in hours. The first piece of this puzzle, the first type of food that should always enter your stomach first, acts as the red carpet that prepares your entire system for perfect digestion. Let's find out what it is. The first decree of the order of foods, your first 30-second hack to end bloating, is this: vegetables always first. Before your main course, before the protein, before the carbs, the first thing to touch your stomach should be the fibers from vegetables. Think of it as preparing the terrain. The fibers from vegetables, especially green leaves, create a kind of protective mesh in your stomach and at the beginning of your intestine. This mesh has a powerful effect. It slows down the absorption of everything that comes next, especially the glucose from carbohydrates. When you eat bread or rice first, their glucose enters your bloodstream like an avalanche, causing a sugar and insulin spike that generates inflammation. But when vegetables come first, that same glucose is released slowly and gradually. You flatten the glucose curve, which results in less inflammation, fewer insulin spikes, and consequently, less bloating. This is not a trick. It is pure biochemistry. You are not changing what you eat, but the simple change in order completely changes how your body reacts to the meal. It is the difference between a chaotic flood and a river that flows serenely. Your practical decree for your next lunch is this: before touching your main course, eat your side salad. Eat all of it. Give your body 5 minutes for the fibers to start their preparatory work. Only then, proceed to the rest of your meal. I know, it sounds too simple to be true. I doubted it myself. In my high-performance mind, I wanted a complex solution, a secret formula. But the truth my body taught me on my journey to heal the inflammation from Crohn's is that the most powerful laws of biology are often the simplest. When I started applying this rule, the change was almost immediate. The painful bloating I felt after lunch, that "I ate a rock" feeling, decreased by more than 70% in the first week. My afternoon energy stabilized. I wasn't eating less, I was eating smarter. This first rule by itself is already a game changer. But for complete mastery, you need to understand what the second food is that should enter your system, the one that acts as the manager that organizes the rest of your digestion. That is what we will see next. You've prepared your system with the red carpet of fibers. Your digestive team is ready. The second decree of the order of foods is protein and fat come second before any dense carbohydrates. Think of protein, your chicken, fish, eggs, and healthy fat, olive oil, avocado, as the elite security guards of your meal. Their job is to control the pace of the party. They slow down stomach emptying, which means food moves into the intestine more slowly and in a more controlled manner. When you eat protein and fat after the vegetables but before the carbohydrates, you are creating a second security barrier. This barrier ensures that the sugar from carbohydrates, like rice, potatoes, or bread, is released into your bloodstream even more slowly and gently. The result is a master-level control of glucose spikes. You not only avoid inflammation and bloating, but you also feel full and satisfied for much longer. Protein and fat are your greatest allies in silencing the sugar cravings that attack hours after a meal. Your practical decree continues on the same plate. After eating your salad, your next step is to focus on your source of protein and fat. Eat your salmon with the skin, your chicken with olive oil, your eggs with avocado. Enjoy that part of the meal, giving time for the satiety signals to start reaching your brain. I remember having lunch with clients and feeling a secret envy of them who ate the starter bread without fear, while I avoided it as if it were poison. The irony? They ate the bread, but then they ate a dish rich in protein and vegetables. I ate my safe salad and spent the afternoon fighting off hunger. They had the right order by instinct. I had the wrong order due to an excess of knowledge. Your body doesn't want you to starve. It wants you to give it food in the order its biology understands. Vegetables to prepare, protein and fat to stabilize and satiate. This is the language it recognizes as safety and peace. By mastering this second step, you have already solved 90% of the battle against bloating. You are eating the same foods, but you are giving your body a clear instruction manual on how to process them. Your digestion ceases to be a chaotic battle and becomes a calm, efficient logistics operation. Now that the generals, vegetables, protein, and fat, have prepared and organized the battlefield, it's time for the last element to enter the scene. What do we do with carbohydrates? Do we banish them? No. A sovereign does not banish. She commands. And that is what we will learn next. You've prepared the terrain with fibers and stabilized the system with protein and fat. Your generals are in position. Now, and only now, is it time to allow the entry of the final element of your meal, carbohydrates. The third and final decree of the order of foods is this. Carbohydrates are the last to arrive at the party. Rice, potatoes, pasta, bread, they are not the villains, but they are the loudest guests of your meal. If they arrive first, they cause chaos. If they arrive last, when the hall is already organized, they just complement the celebration. By eating carbohydrates last, you ensure that the mesh of fibers and the barrier of protein and fat you've already built do their job. The absorption of glucose from these foods will be as slow and gradual as possible. You extract their energy without paying the price of inflammation, insulin spikes, and bloating. Default text. This is the fundamental difference between the diet mentality and the sovereignty mentality. The diet tells you to fear the carbohydrate, to count it, to banish it. The sovereign teaches you to command it. You don't fear it. You just dictate the order in which it should present itself to your empire. Your practical decree is the natural conclusion of your plate. After eating your salad and your protein, you can now enjoy, without guilt, your portion of carbohydrates. You will notice something almost magical. You will need a much smaller amount to feel satisfied because your brain has already received the satiety signals from the protein and fat. I remember the first time I applied this complete protocol in a restaurant. I ordered salmon with vegetables and a portion of roasted potatoes. In the past, I would have eaten the potatoes first, out of anxiety. This time, I ate all the vegetables. Then I ate the salmon. When I got to the potatoes, I ate only half and felt perfectly satisfied. It was a revelation. The control didn't come from restriction, but from order. But I know what you might be thinking. Sovereign. What if, even when full, my mind still screams for more? Out of habit, out of emotion, for the opportunity. Ah, my dear, now you have touched the heart of the true war, because mastering the plate is the battle of biochemistry. Mastering your mind, even when the body is at peace, is the battle of sovereignty. And deconstructing these habits, understanding the triggers in your environment, and reprogramming the patterns in your mind that lead you to eat even without hunger. That is the complete system I detail in my practical guide, The End of Self-Sabotage. For the sovereigns who are ready to win the war in the mind, and not just on the plate, the link is in the first pinned comment. The beauty of this protocol is its simplicity. You don't need an app, a scale, or a list of forbidden foods. You only need a single tool, your intention. The intention to eat in the order that honors your biology. If you are ready to stop being afraid of food and start using order as your greatest weapon of power, decree your intention in the comments with the phrase, "I command my plate." I want to see which sovereigns are assuming this power. With this 3-step protocol, vegetables first, protein and fat second, carbohydrates last, you have in your hands the secret to ending bloating once and for all. It is a strategy that gives you back power and peace, forkful by forkful. And so the decree is made. You now understand the truth that the diet industry hides. Your chronic bloating is not a sentence, but the result of a misaligned eating strategy. The fault was never yours, but the lack of a crucial piece of information. You have learned that the key to intestinal peace is not in what you eat, but in the order in which you eat. You have received the Order of Foods protocol: vegetables first, protein and fat second, carbohydrates last, your new weapon to command your digestion and silence discomfort. The ultimate goal is not just to have a flatter stomach at the end of the day. It is the freedom to wear any clothes in your wardrobe with confidence at any time. It is the power to enjoy a meal without the fear of the discomfort that will follow. It is finally to feel light, energized, and at peace in your own body. The decree is made. If you have decided to abandon the complicated strategies that frustrate you and adopt the powerful simplicity that liberates you, your journey begins now. Subscribing to this channel is your public declaration that you command your plate. Subscribe and activate notifications, because mastering the order of foods is what gives you back your peace. But before you think about any other diet, there is a fundamental system you need to fix. In our next decree, we will show you why. The topic is, stop dieting until you fix this, the secret of digestion no one tells you. Your empire needs this truth.